Hello everyone, thanks for sending me in your questions. I've picked 20 of my favourite ones, so let's get started. It's from Ronnie Baby. Out of all your songs, which is your favourite to perform and why? Favourite song to perform would probably be What's It All About, because it's like the rockiest song I've done so far, and it's off the new album. It's just fun to go on and play a new song, and it's really rocky and really heavy, so it's just, you can just really, I don't know, it just gets you really excited. If you weren't famous, what would be your dream job? That's Lil K off MySpace. Well, my first dream job was like music, and then I think like acting or something would be fun. Never really thought of any dream jobs. I just sort of went with it, tried to earn some money to get some nice stuff, and that's it. 4 things do you always have to have with you? Zoe off MySpace. I always have to have my laptop. I don't know why. I've always had it with me. My mobile phone, my hat. And I like to have a DS or some sort of games console to play on when I get bored. When you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up? From Simply Pink on forum. I wanted to be a caterpillar, actually. It was really childish because I suppose when you're young you don't understand that you can't, when you grow up you can't be a caterpillar, but yeah, I wanted to be a caterpillar. Would you rather be rich and unhappy or poor but happy? Bambino Bebo. Well, I don't know, I know what I should be, I know what I should say, but I suppose when it comes down to it, being happy is the thing that you're aiming for in the end. So, yeah, being happy, but with however much money, it doesn't really matter. If you had to pick out of being Superman, Spider-Man or Buzz Lightyear, who would you pick and why? From Loza Rooney, from the forum. Oh... See, Buzz Lightyear, that's all in his head. He can't actually fly, can he? He can't actually fly and he can't actually do anything, and he's a toy. Buzz Lightyear's out of the equation. Superman and Spider-Man. Spider-Man can climb up walls and do cool stuff and web people, but then Superman can fly and go wherever he wants, burn people with his eyes. So I'd definitely say Superman, because he can go places faster and he can pick up the world and spin it around. So Superman. Definitely Superman. In school, did you ever fancy a teacher? Lil Chris, 1 forum. I think. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did fancy teachers, which is disgusting, really. But yeah, in year 5 I had a teacher called Mrs. Pierce, and yeah, she was hot. Marmite, love it or hate it? Love it, from McFly Wonderland MySpace. Which celebrity do you have a crush on? Jan Loy MySpace. Oh, I don't know. I think some of them are good looking, like Eva Longoria. I think she's hot. Who else is hot? Oh, Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba's really fit. Do you know what? And I do quite fancy the Sugar Babes as well. I do quite fancy them, all of them. That's about it, really. If you were a girl, what were your parents going to call you? From McMaddy on MySpace. My parents were going to call me Phoebe, I think. Or Courtney. One of those two. But I wouldn't mind being called Courtney. I wouldn't mind if I was called Courtney now. I quite like the name Courtney. There was a girl in my school called Courtney, and there was a boy in my school called Courtney. So, it could have been either. So, I don't know why I didn't get called Courtney. Where in the world is the best place to be? Amy off MySpace. I've been to quite a few places, but I think probably Disney World would probably be one of the ones. On the equator, maybe, because you can do that cool thing with the water where you go one way, spin it round, and then when you go the other way, that turn round, and it swaps sides. Like, just while you're walking along. So yeah, that'd be a cool place to be. If you were invisible for the day, where would you go and what would you do? From Lightning Lozzie on MySpace. This question has always completely killed me because I've always really wanted to say what I want to say, and I think you all know what I want to say and what you would do as well. See, it all involves doing things that you're not allowed to do when you aren't invisible, doesn't it? If you were a girl for the day, what would you do? I'd just stare at myself in the mirror all day, I think. I would spend the whole day wondering if I was going to turn back to a boy and cross my fingers and hoping I wasn't going to be a girl for the rest of my life. Because you never know, do you? You never know if you get turned into a girl for some weird reason. No offence to the girls, obviously. There's nothing wrong with being a girl, but... What's the most expensive piece of clothing you've ever bought? Ellie off MySpace. Once I was going on a holiday with my mum and dad and I needed a suit. And I spent about 120 quid on a suit. But it's a suit. And 120 quid on a suit isn't really that much, which is trousers and a jacket, so it works out about 60 quid each. So that's not too bad. So that's about it, yeah, suit. Is being popular and famous as good as people make it out to be? Spunky's Polly's Pokemon. I don't know. It has its ups and downs. Like, you do get You do get some idiots come up to you. I could tell you some stories. Yeah, it gets a bit tiring after a while, especially when you're not in the mood for it. I haven't really had the big end of it, you know. I haven't experienced much. I got a bit of fame, you know, and like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm very popular, but I've had a bit of fame, and that just sort of, I don't know. It has its ups and downs, but there's cool stuff like you get free clothes. Like I'm wearing this. This is free. This is free. Yeah, this is free. This is free. My shoes are free. My belt is free. The only thing I bought was my belt, my pants, and my mum bought my socks. So, yeah, being famous is pretty cool with stuff like that. What is your best memory of this summer? Oh, the best memory of this summer is every year I go to the Lowestoft Air Show, and it was the hottest 2 days of the year on record, which is so lucky because every year I've been there, like recently, it's just rained and rained and rained, and it's been horrible, and you just get all wet and just peeking out of the top of the tent, out of a little hole to try and watch the planes and helicopters, and it was so much fun just going in the sea and chilling out, having chips. Do bald people wash their heads with soap or shampoo? Dry of MySpace. I have no idea. I'm not bald, but if I was bald, I think I would buy some shampoo. I think there's what's it called? Something sauce, mint sauce shower gel. And it's really tingly, and I'd probably just rub that on my head. And you gotta get a shiny head. And what is your funniest memory from Jessica Lorraine Kitchener of MySpace? Funniest memory ever? Oh my word! Oh no, I've got one. I don't know whether it sounds very funny to tell, but it was very, very funny at the time. We were on tour with McFly about a year ago, and I was with my band, which was Matt, a drummer, Neil, my guitarist, and Jason, my bass player. And Jason, my best mate all the way through school, and Neil I'd known for a good couple, 2-3 years, and Matt as well. And we were on our way like up north far somewhere, and it'd been like 5 hours we'd been travelling or something, and I really, really was dying to go to the toilet. And because we usually travel straight after a gig, so I finished the gig, and then we'll get in the bus, and then we'll travel to the next venue. And I was literally about to burst and wet myself, and the drummer Matt had a bottle of Evian, so I tipped it all out of the window, and just sort of went to the back of the bus, and I started wearing this Evian bottle, and they started swerving the bus, and they wouldn't let me get off to go to the toilet. So I was wearing this Evian bottle, and I filled up 1.5 litres of Evian bottle, and then I just chucked it into the driver's bit, and not with the lid on. I just chucked it in there. I was like, yeah, have that. It was so funny, and he was almost sick. He was gagging. Do you sleep in your hat? From JPT999 on the forum. I do. It depends where I am. If I'm sleeping somewhere where I don't really know the people, I really don't like my hair, and the thought of sleeping and the hair being all over the place and that. No. I haven't got a special sleeping cap or anything, so if I've got my backwards cap on, I'll sleep on my face. I'll turn it around to the side, just switch around. So yeah, I do sleep in my cap occasionally.